Hello, this is Anviti. Welcome to the news with NDTV. It's Thursday, July 3rd, and coming up in today's episode, MNS workers to face Mumbai police, but will they suffer consequences? Asaduddin Owaisi's mummy chocolate jibe at India Bloc ahead of Bihar election. Domestic worker held for killing woman and child in Delhi, and a report finds Israel guilty of war crime. The police recorded statements of the 7 accused members of Raj Thakre's Maharashtra Navnirman Sena after they assaulted a shopkeeper merely for speaking in Hindi. The incident took place over 72 hours ago, and the FIR was filed 24 hours ago. MNS has refused to apologize for the incident, and the accused were disposed of the Deputy Commissioner's office of the police. Action against the accused, the first concrete step in what has been dubbed the MNS Slapgate case, comes after sustained pressure by NDTV and demands for justice for the 48-year-old Babulal Khimji Chaudhary, the owner of Jodhpur Sweet Shop in Mumbai's Mira Road suburb. The video of this awful assault, which took place at 10:30 p.m. on Sunday, has been widely shared online and shows the goons surrounding the shopkeeper, repeatedly slapping the man and threatening him with worse action, including forcibly shutting down his business if his staff and he doesn't speak Marathi. Bagharam, a migrant worker from Rajasthan, spoke to NDTV after the assault. He said the MNS thugs wanted to buy bottles of water, but when he spoke to them in Hindi, they demanded he speak in Marathi. Quote, "I said we speak all languages, so they threatened to beat me up," unquote. The thugs then accosted Chaudhary and attacked him. As horrific as the assault was, the matter was compounded when MNS, who are ironically enough leading an anti-Hindi imposition protest in Maharashtra, refused to apologize or take accountability for this act. The party accused Chaudhary of being arrogant. It said he had provoked his attackers by stating that all languages are spoken in Maharashtra, a statement that is factually correct. Experts have pointed out that every Indian has the right to speak the language of their choice, a right primarily protected by Article 19 of the Constitution, which ensures freedom of speech and expression. The party has also complained because 7 men were named in the FIR, while the video shows only 3 hitting Chaudhary. Meanwhile, Babulal Chaudhary, whose business has been flourishing on Mira Road for the past 2 decades, told NDTV he would fight to ensure the MNS goons are held to account. Quote, "Mumbai is my karma bhumi, but now I am living in fear. I want safety, I want to feel safe," unquote. Chaudhary, who intends to hold a protest march despite the ominous warning from the MNS, has been backed by fellow traders, many of whom shut shops for the day to signal their support. This is not the first time MNS has been embroiled in a controversy over Marathi-speaking culture. They have often attacked outsiders on the basis of their regional ethnicity, often attacking people especially from the eastern parts of the country. MNS had all but vanished from the political scene in the last few years, but they are seeing a resurfacing of their political presence, especially after Uddhav Thackeray, the estranged cousin of Raj Thakre, lent an olive branch to his cousin, and together they are holding marches and protests against Hindi imposition, as they call it in the state. Reiterating that the AIMIM is open to a poll alliance with other opposition parties in Bihar, party chief and Hyderabad MP Asaduddin Owaisi has taken a swipe at the Indian Bloc and said, quote, "No one should cry after the election and say, 'Mummy, they stole our chocolate,'" unquote. In an exclusive interview with NDTV, Mr. Owaisi was asked if the AIMIM planned to forge an alliance or join the Mahagathbandhan led by Rashtriya Janata Dal under the Lalu Prasad family and Congress. Quote, "Our state party chief, Akhtarul Imam, is trying, and I have asked him to try his best. No one should cry after the election, 'Mummy, they have stolen your chocolate.' If they are ready for an alliance, I am ready. I don't want the BJP NDA to return, but if they don't agree, we would have to contest the election, right?" Unquote. The chocolate swipe seems to be aimed at opposition parties that have alleged the AIMIM is BJP's B team and enters poll contest to split anti-BJP votes and benefit the BJP. The AIMIM leader said the party declared candidates for 2 seats, Bahadurganj and Dhaka, a month ago. Quote, "Our candidates are working hard. We will put up candidates in other seats too. The opposition parties have to think if they want an alliance or not. We will speed up our preparations. Our candidates will win. stay with the party, and serve the people, Mr. Owaisi said. He also claimed that he reached out to the opposition bloc before the 2020 elections, but nothing came out of it. The AIMIM has the potential to play a major role in the upcoming Bihar elections. Mr. Owaisi's support base in the minority Muslim community can potentially upset the Muslim Yadav combination RJD usually relies on. Also, he has gained popularity over his public remarks in the wake of Pahalgam terror attack and Operation Sindoor, and this can potentially benefit the AIMIM this election, or we can see if it was just social media trends. In the 2020 polls, AIMIM surprised by winning 5 of the 20 seats it contested. 4 of its MLAs later joined RJD, but the poll performance still showed the party had gained political heft in Bihar. The AIMIM contesting separately has the potential to harm the opposition alliance by splitting the minority vote, a key factor in the election. The BJP-JDU is looking to retain power in the upcoming polls as smaller allies such as Chirag Paswan's LGP, Ram Vilas, are posturing for a good seat-sharing deal. The RJD and the Congress, on the other hand, will be looking to return to power. Jan Suraj, a political front by former poll strategist Prashant Kishore, is also in the fight. A domestic helper in Delhi allegedly killed a woman and her 14-year-old son by slitting their throats because of an alleged scolding. He fled after murdering his employee Ruchika Sinani and her son Krish, a class 10 student. Ruchika's husband and Krish's father returned home at around 9:30 yesterday. He found the door shut. He tried calling his spouse and son, but they did not get any response from either of them. He called the police on suspicion of the blood spots on the floor and an unresponsive wife and child, reporting that they were missing. The police arrived and broke the door, only to witness Ruchika, 42, lying on the floor next to the bed. Her shirt was covered in blood, along with blood pooled around her head. Krish, a class 10 student, was lying lifeless on the bathroom floor. Ruchika Sivani and her husband used to run a garment shop together in Lajpat Nagar. Mukesh, the accused, used to work for them. He worked as a driver and he also helped them around the garment store. The police have arrested Mukesh while he was trying to flee the city. He has reportedly confessed to the murder. The police are currently investigating the exact cause. The accused Mukesh is originally from Bihar and lives in Amar Colony of Delhi, which is close to his employer's home. The bodies have been sent for post-mortem examination and forensics team are assessing the evidence collection. CCTV footage from the surrounding area is to be reviewed, pieced together as a sequence of events which as of now is had being scolded. Israeli military reportedly used an Mk-82 230-kilogram general-purpose bomb to attack a popular seafront cafe in Gaza, which is frequented by journalists, activists and local residents in western Gaza City on Monday. When the ruins of the Al-Baq cafe were examined, it was found that Israel used this US-made 500-pound bomb to target unprotected civilians, including women, children and elderly people. Experts believe the use of the powerful and indiscriminate weapon that generates a massive blast wave and scatters shrapnel around a wide area on civilians was almost certainly unlawful and may constitute a war crime, according to a report by The Guardian. The international humanitarian law under the Geneva Conventions forbids military forces from launching attacks that cause incidental loss of civilian life and is excessive or disproportionate to the anticipated military advantage. At least 24 people, including prominent war reporter and Palestinian filmmaker Ismail Abu Hattab, the 35-year-old housewife, and a 4-year-old child. The port area where the two-story cafe was located was not covered by any evacuation warnings issued by the Israeli Defense Forces before the impending military operations. IDF says the strike on the cafe was under review and that prior to the strike, steps were taken to mitigate the risk of harming civilians and using aerial surveillance. What is considered acceptable in wars is open to interpretation. However, experts said that only a target whose elimination might have a significant impact on the course of conflict could justify the death of dozens of civilians. Jerry Simpson, a Jerry Simpson of Human Rights Watch told The Guardian that the Israeli military did not specify exactly whom it was targeting, but it used aerial surveillance to minimize civilian casualties. Quote, which means it knew the cafe was teeming with customers at the time, unquote. He noted, and I'm quoting, the military would also have known that, quote, the military would also have known that using a large guided airdrop bomb would kill and maim many of the civilians there. The use of such a large weapon in an obviously crowded cafe risks that this was unlawful, disproportionate, or indiscriminate attack and should be investigated as a war crime, unquote. Al-Baqa Cafe has so far survived more than 20 months of war and intense bombings on the Palestinian territory and had become a gathering spot for those not displaced by the conflict. A few weeks ago, the cafe was once again able to offer internet connection, attracting its pre-war clientele back. With food only trickling into Gaza, the kitchens were closed, but customers could still go get a cup of tea to drink against the backdrop of the destruction. News agency AFP spoke with people there, and Ahmed Al-Nairab, 26, who was walking on a nearby beach when he heard a loud explosion, said, "There's always a lot of people at that spot, which offers drinks, spaces for families, and internet access. It was a massacre." That's all for today. You were listening to the news with NDTV, your daily newspaper and TV bulletin wrapped in a compact podcast. If you want to catch up with the day's events in a hurry, do remember to subscribe to the news with NDTV on Apple, Spotify, and the NDTV News app. This is your host, Anupri, signing off.